What are 3 points that Christians should know about Islam? I've noticed that the
Yes.
average Christian, from my experience, doesn't really know very much about Islam. Leah, it's actually worse than most people know. When I post a video like telling Christians to learn some basic information, I get, no, all we need to know is the Bible. And I've said about 1,000,000,000 times, Islam spreads in two main ways. It spreads through physical force, or it spreads in an atmosphere of ignorance where the Muslim preacher can basically lie about anything he wants people to believe. And so if you know, hey, Islam tends to spread either through violence or through by lying to people who are completely ignorant of Islam, and you say, hey, we choose to remain in ignorance, you're basically giving them what they want.
How about no?
Yeah. So as far as 3 points that Christians need to know, I don't know. I actually have a video titled three Quran verses every Christian should know. You can actually read some of the comments here. You'll find Christians who say, oh, I don't need to know the Quran. I don't need to know the Quran. Ignorance it's weird. People who think that ignorance is a virtue. Being ignorant about various things in the world is. I don't need to know mathematics. I don't need to know grammar. I just don't need to know any of that stuff. God wants me ignorant. Doesn't want me to learn anything. What? Where'd you get that idea?
It makes sense.
3 points Christians should know about Islam. What do you? You're not a Christian AP. What would you want Christians to know about Islam?
Oh, I would like them to know that they have a very weird understanding of Jesus, but that needs a lot of detail.
Yeah, so the Muslim view of Jesus, and so matter of fact, that would be one fundamental point. You could focus on a particular thing, like they deny that Jesus is the Son of God or something like that, or they deny the crucifixion or something like that. But just the overall picture, Jesus is, according to Islam, the word of Allah. He's a spirit from Allah. He's born of a virgin. He performs an array of miracles. So he lives the most miraculous life in history, according to Islam. He's the Messiah. He's going to come back, but he didn't die on the cross. He didn't rise from the dead, and he's not Lord. So pretty much exactly what you would expect a false prophet who's corrupting the gospel to teach. All right, so you'd want them to know about the Islamic view of Jesus. What else, AP? I'm going to go ahead and give my second point. I would say that Islam calls for the violent subjugation of Christians. Should that be a good point to know?
Yeah, that's very Islamophobic, but yes.
I'm even going to give the third point.
Yes.
My view is, if you were listing the most important things, my third point on that list would be Christians need to understand what Islam teaches about the gospel, about the book that the Quran says we have. The Quran affirms the inspiration and the preservation and the authority of our book. If Christians would learn that, it would be pretty world changing if Christians learn that, because almost every Muslim you run into thinks he could dismiss everything having to do with Christianity by just saying, oh, your book's been corrupted, when that's not what his God and his prophet said. So I would say learn that.
Yeah, and I would say also one thing to remember is the difference between the Islamic understanding of God and the Christian understanding of God, or the Islamic understanding of God and the Abrahamic understanding, the biblical understanding of God, where the Islamic understanding of God is like, where is that this God, his name is Allah, and he has no idea about the Bible. He's completely disconnected from anything in the Bible. His house is the Kaaba, which has nothing to do with biblical tradition, and all of these things. And which is why I made several videos on that I think, like, I want to show those videos to everyone who thinks they need to learn a little bit of stuff about Islam.
No, because you're an atheist and no one's going to listen to you on this stuff. All right.
Yeah.